the way that you kind of described, like going internally to, 3 to 5 people for the first step that you want to do, that's literally like the first thing that we tell people to do on the Monday that they leave an integration summit is like, here's kind of your homework. Identify, a handful of members that trust you, right? And you trust them, and they've been around for a while, and they want to see you succeed, and they're going to be willing to, be part of this process with you. It gives them a little bit of gym leadership also, because then they feel like they're part of building something. So that's essentially like, on Monday, this is what you're going to do. And then the other part too, just to highlight the, I don't know, because we've had a lot of conversations, you and I and the group and all that. That's also now what happens when you attend a summit. Like, you come in, right? You go onto the medical society. We have a portal. Your cohort gets onboarded. You get the blueprint. You get the guide. We're talking on it before the summit, making sure everybody has, an idea of what they should prepare for before they show up for a weekend. And then like following, like we have a call again next Wednesday with both groups. It's like, okay, now where are you? Have you talked to your 5 people? What went well? What didn't go well? What did you learn? People are providing their survey feedback that they've given to their beta test members. So it's like, to your point, like we've had a lot of conversations about how to work this process. Like, we will have those conversations with the people the affiliate owners and coaches that are coming to spend time with us, because it is going to be a step-by-step process, and you are going to need the support of people that can advise you or support you on best next steps or how to pivot if something didn't work. And just like there's the lead funnels, which I don't know if we'll talk about this today, but like we'll get to that at some point. But like in the blueprint, it's like, okay, well, if you just want to send an email, here's the actual email copy that you can copy and paste in an email. That's like, hey, members, I just went to a super cool integration summit. I'm going to start doing some of this stuff. I need 5 people. Like, we want to make it as easy of a lift for anybody that is going to start to do this work as possible, because the role and the life of the affiliate owner is so full as it is, that taking it one step at a time with as much support as you can make it a little less burdensome.
Yeah. And then I will say as well is, like, once you go through that first test group of people, it's kind of like a rocket ship leaving orbit. Like, it is going to take quite a bit to like get there, but once you break free, it's really easy, because you've already kind of front loaded a lot of the work. So what we did is we just asked for testimony on the people that went through it. Now we have that testimony to kind of showcase to internal members or external, if you eventually want to use that as like some sort of lead gen to help advertise what you're doing for your gym externally. But once we had that testimony there, we were like, great, this is going to come back around in another quarter, and we'll get everybody squared away. And then we just rinsed and repeated the process. And it took, we're setting up in another couple weeks here to do our third draw, or fourth, actually, I think, because we had the initial one. It's our fourth. Yeah.
We had one at the end of last year. It's like a super beta, like really like test the water, dip the toe in.
Yeah. And so this will be our fourth one. And people are funny. You have to remember this is like, it has to get in front of them a lot of times. So think about this in long term when you do set it up. Don't think like, okay, I'm going to offer this and it's just going to start to roll downhill. Because when we did that third drop, and like I said, we do it right here in the gym. So people are walking by the office and they see the people kind of in the waiting room that are waiting to get their draw. And they're like, what's going on here? And I'm like, dude, I've sent like 4 emails. We posted about, we ran ads on Meta. We have it written on our whiteboard. We have it on our announcements in Watify. And like, you come to this gym 5 days a week and you're just now noticing it. So it takes a little bit to get it going. But the really cool thing is like, as your members internally are going through it, they start to talk about and share the experience. Like, oh, it was super easy. Oh, I did the call with Dr. Tom. I found a ton of stuff out. Like, I got a better lab panel than my insurance currently is offering, a more preventative one than my doctor currently offers me, more insights. So then the word of mouth starts to kick in. And I can tell you now, like going into our fourth one, we have people that are preemptively like, hey, when are you doing those draws again? Yeah, like when does that happen? And then we have people that did the initial one, that first beta group, that are like, hey, I've been doing this implementation. I've been coming more days a week. Like, I'm curious to see what my results look like now.
It's probably been close to 6 months for them, or
right.
coming up to that point. which is super interesting too, because it's just kind of like this flywheel, right? And so as soon as you get a few people in, right, and then they're kind of on the merry-go-round, that every time it circles back around, now you have a repeated group of people that will engage again, right? Because to your point, they are working on stuff. You are offering follow up in bodies. Maybe it is part of your coaching follow up, whether it be weekly, monthly, quarterly, whatever your cadence is. And I do think, and this is what's interesting too, and this is just kind of what we know from running a medical practice and stuff, is the conversion sometimes for folks in terms of engagement to then crossing over to whether it be an ongoing increased subscription or membership to your gym or something that levels them up. That process is not as quick or as like, hey, I did my free trials and so now I'm going to do a membership, right? It's just a longer cycle. And you usually
Mhm.
see that happen sometimes from lab draw to physician review. And they're like, okay, now I need continuity. So I want to make sure that I can make all of the things that were recommended to me actionable. What do you have? Right. And so that can be,
Yes.
a 6 to 8 week kind of leeway. And then you're going to have the folks that are like, okay, this was cool. I'll do it again in 6 months. And now they do it again. And maybe they didn't actually see as much improvement as they thought they were going to because they were trying to do it on their own. And they're like, okay, now I really want to make sure that I have the support because I've seen how hard this is. So what can we offer for continuity? And
Yeah,
so that's just kind of like the mindset I think we need to have is that it is, when we're thinking about the long-term health of people, like it is a span of their entire life, right? And so we are looking at giving them tools and resources to implement. And so there's just a slightly longer time to convert than would be on something that we're just so used to quote unquote selling, which is like, fitness classes, which is a different psyche, like with the way that our folks engage with us. But that's cool about it.
totally.